Hello, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play with Scrap Rabbit Gaming. Now, if I remember properly, we're back at the Cruise Bazaar. We just finished with the castle place. We have a new decker who swears he's Nova Hot, but I'm not entirely too sure. We'll see. We got some money. We got some stuff. Let's see what's happening. Hey, let's talk to you. Talk to him. Turns to face you. He wears a severe expression, but there is a kindness in his eyes. Guten Tag, Sister Troll. Is there something I can do for you? I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. I take it that you run charity of some sort? He nods. Yes, it isn't much, but we do what we can. Such as? Give me specifics. Clears his throat and begins to count off his fingers. In the past several years, I have established a shelter where the dispossessed can sleep, a soup kitchen to feed the hungry, and a library for the people of the Cruise Bazaar to better themselves. It isn't much, I admit, but it's a start. A good start, Samuel. You mustn't be so hard on yourself. There are limits to what one man, even a determined man, can accomplish. That is true, he nods to the orc at his side. Thankfully, some of the residents that I've helped over the years have come back around to help me. I've gotten 15 assorted orcs and trolls from all around the Cruise Bazaar working with me now. They help me man the soup line, stock the library shelves, and do all of the hundreds of other little things that community organization needs done every day. These extraordinary individuals are living proof that what we do here has value. They are my inspiration to continue forward. Okay, I like this guy. She beams at the compliment. From her body language, it's clear that she idolizes Beckenbauer. So now, do you have any more questions? If not, I will bid you good day. I do not wish to sound self-important or rude, but there are many pressing matters that demand my time. Does this mean that others are not welcome? That's taking a narrow view of what we do. Yes, it is true that my assistants are all members of the goblinoid races. It is also true that before they accepted my help, they were thieves, gangsters, and deadbeats. This is not because they were bad people. This is because those of us with goblinoid traits are feared, mistreated, and often denied gainful employment by a society that hates us. True? I hire only goblinoid races because mainstream human society has created a need for me to hire only goblinoids. The orcs and trolls of the Cruise Bazaar deserve a workplace where they can be treated with dignity and respect. All that being said, our services are available to all. We wouldn't turn away a desperate person regardless of the person's metatype. Even humans, the most privileged of all races, are welcome at our door. Is that what's most important? I agree with you. He offers a slight smile and nods. It's gratifying to hear you say it. I'm glad you have you on our side. Is there anything else you can help with this? Just like talk about your organization. Are you accepting donations? Yes, of course. We're actually desperate for them. Truth be told, people seem more intent on taking care of themselves than they are providing with the less fortunate. Of course, these concepts are not unrelated. As poverty rates increase, so does the crime rate. Assisting the needy increases the quality of life for all. In any event, our shelter has some basic needs that desperately need to be filled. The walls of our shelter are not insulated, and new blankets would go a long way toward keeping our guests healthy and comfortable. Ideally, we'd like to purchase some space heaters as well. With 250 neon, we could make the purchase. Whatever you could spare would be most appreciated. I have that, and I like this guy. I like what he's doing, and it is helping the community as a whole. Samuel eyes widen. This is incredibly generous. Thank you, mein Freuden. It's no big deal, Sam. Do good with it. This donation, we have reached our first goal. Thank you so much for your kind assistance. I'll put your contribution to work, stocking the shelter with blankets and heaters. Not a problem. Let's talk something else. No question, I'm just passing by. Okay. Here. Alright. I may be back in just a second. I might do a slight cut because I want to restock, do the basic RPG stuff, you know? And because that's a little bit tedious and a little bit boring to watch, I'm probably going to do a cut here. So, you know, I'll be back in a moment. or not, because this is exposition type stuff. Okay, so after I'm done talking to this troll, I'll be right back. The old troll putters about, his artificial joints complaining loudly. He seems heavier today than when he first met, and he takes your approach as reason to seat himself and rest. I understand they put you in charge of Monica's outfit. Word travels fast around here. Hell, an old man farts and the kids across town complain of it. I like this guy. Something else of me? How are people handling the loss of Monica? I think most are still in shock, but just you wait. That'll pass, and then the panic will set in. Few folks have any real discipline around here. Monica kept them calm by keeping them safe. Now that she's gone, they're going to start realizing what a heap of misery this blasted city can be. What about you? How are you feeling? Exhausted by the prospect of change. Damned F-state. It really doesn't matter that much to me, but to the rest, this is going to be a different story. Monica kept this place in one piece. She read the flux like a bird reads the wind, or a fish reads the current. Without her, there's no telling what's going to happen. Oh, didn't mean to bother you. Okay, now I'll be right back. Alright. So, got some new equipment, mostly just some cybernetics, chatted with some people around town, met somebody who was not a fan of Monica and warned me not to take on as much power as she did. I don't know. Anyways, I'm back and ready to further the story, which I'm sure you're all excited to see. I know I am. Let's talk to Blitz, my new Decker. This looks at you as your approach. The table side is littered with cigarette butts and a day jack cam with diagonals from a portable terminal set up by the side. Chief, you need something? Now the trail set it in, I've got some questions for you. Let's glance wistfully back at the terminal on the table. Turns back with a sigh of resignation. I suppose we'll try to keep it short, okay, Chief? I've got things to do. How long were you in Dragonfall? I ended up there after the Anarchist Revolution at 39. I was just a kid back then, too young to realize how good I was, how much money I could have made working the shadows. He shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. And so, being young and dumb, I fell in with the gang crowd, and that was that. I'll let you get back to what you were doing. Mostly because I didn't like the other option. I don't see a pair of bright eyes. Just, yep. Hello, Dante. Going to pet him. Alright. Computer. Certain messages. Watch Monica's entry on AMSO. Image of Monica appears on the screen. Paul, a talented and well-connected fixer with contacts all over Berlin. She pauses for a moment. He's more to me than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. The image winks back off the screen. You find yourself back at the menu. Since that was quick, let's Dietrich. Dietrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of tremendous power. A good man to have at your side in a fight. I tend to use Dietrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a frontline fighter like Iger or Glory. But when the chips are down, he's more than capable of dishing out punishment of his own. Can't think of much else to say about Dietrich, just a good, reliable guy. She pauses a moment, and then she speaks again. You can hear a hint of guilt in her voice. He's getting a little long in the tooth for a Shadowrunner, and I'm not sure how many more years he has ahead of him in this game. But I'll be happy to run with him for as long as he's able. We'll see, I suppose. Alright. Back. BBS. Keywords. Client screwed me. Benno is a fraud. I broke my first rule. Always get full payment up front. Left me hanging for 50% of the cash after I completed the job. Sure, he'll have changed his name by the time this posting goes up. Male elf, brown hair, gold eyes, looked to be in his mid-30s. Be careful who you work for out there. Never thought I'd see you admit to a mistake on here. Thanks for the heads up. I'll keep my eyes open. We'll forward any info I come across. We're still looking to collect from the guy. Maelstrom. Let's send you some surveillance footage. Is this your man? Pro shot sure is. Nice one. I'll split the take with you if this lead pans out. Good to find there's still some honor among the runners. Where to find elves? Is there any elf clubs or bars in the downtown area? I really want to meet one. They're just so beautiful. Maybe go dancing. Do elves like dancing? Alex Tusk. There's one on Trust. Bring a bouquet of roses. Elves love a romantic. Oh, the elf clubs I know of are of our members only due to creepy groupies like you. Not really appealing when a guy is only after them for the shape of their ears. Oh, well. I'm pretty sure talking to them will yield the exact same thing as last time, but just to be sure. Iger ooh, it's not. Nice. Iger turns to face you. There's a pained look on her face. Look, I owe you an apology. I'm listening. When Monica died, I was pissed. That probably doesn't come as a huge surprise, but I took that anger on you, and I shouldn't have. When seeing Winter's body like that was enough to convince me, you couldn't have done anything to help Monica, and I couldn't have either. We're dealing with something new. Monica was a good friend of mine. Her death hurt. I got carried away, and I said some things I shouldn't have. I want to apologize for that. Her body relaxes. She begins to turn away. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. There's a few things I want to say. She stops and turns back to face you. You can see the weariness behind her eyes. Go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. Let's see. No, this one. You're a valued member of the team, Iger. We need you more than ever. Glad that you're on my side. She raises a hand to stop you, the expression on her face gone cautious to annoyed. Cut the bullshit, fearless leader. I don't respond well to flattery. Forget it then. Yeah, I will. She shakes her head. You should go. I've got prep work to do for our next run. And you've got more important than watching me pack my gear. Well. Nothing new from Glory. Dietrich. How you holding up? Dietrich shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. Nah, no harder. But I'm buttoned up more than the others are. Iger'll never let herself show any weakness, and Glory, well, she's too full of chrome to feel much of anything. I'm just not gonna try his accent. I am... Dear God, no. Shrugs. Me, I don't give a damn. I've spent too much of my life putting on a show for others already. What do you mean for that? I used to front a punk band way back when. Believe it or not, I've spent a good chunk of my life on stage. Wherever we were playing, I was living up to our fans' expectations, spouting off, getting into fights, getting drunk, getting laid. Not a bad life, all things considered. band called? Oh, I doubt it, boss. We never really got any airplay. Since when did airplay have anything to do with good music? Fair point, boss. Alright then. The band was Messerkampf, spelled just like it sounds, in big capital letters with an exclamation point. We weren't a big act or anything. We sold a few records here and there, toured around Europe, same story you'll hear from a bunch of other washed-up old relics, I'm sure. We had a decent following in England, and we holed up in London from 31 to 36, but most of our time slumming it around the East End and picked up enough Cockney to irritate the folks back home. Shakes his head. Truth be told, the whole chapter of my life is a bit of a blur. We didn't do it for the fans or the fame, and we sure as shit didn't care about money. All that mattered to us were staying young and drunk and angry. Takes a moment to examine his gnarled hands, a sad smile on his face. We managed the second too. Good God, where has the time gone? Dietrich shakes himself from his reverie and looks back up at you, that familiar easy grin returning to his face. Well, anyway, boss, everything ends eventually, and I washed my hands full of this years ago, so let's change the subject if you don't mind. So how'd you get Shadowrunning? Wasn't as big of a leap as you think. I already had a healthy disrespect for authority, and I had the magic to back it up. One nice thing about shamanism, as long as you keep your idol happy, it doesn't matter what else you do. The Dragon Slayer chose me to be his servant, and as long as I was scrapping with someone bigger than me, he didn't care much whether I did it on stage or in the shadows. Tell me about the Dragon Slayer. He shrugs. Not much to tell. He chose me when I was just a kid. I couldn't always feel him in my heart, goading me to laugh louder, hit harder, and get rowdier than the rest. Of course, my family didn't understand, but the hell with them, I thought. I knew that I was destined for greater things. Is my cat meowing again? Just thought I heard him over my headphones. So I listened to him, and I cracked the skulls of a lot of bad people. He saw this and was pleased, and rewarded me with magic. And I used that magic to crack bigger, thicker skulls, and so on. He shrugs. It's a simple life, but a good one. Any thoughts about that last run? Well, we found Winters. That's something, I guess. This whole thing has me feeling uneasy, boss, but at least we have a direction to look in. Oh, good. Wait, you can sing? Guards you with a critical eye. I was the front man for a punk man, boss. Fuck no, I can't sing. He grins, but I wasn't half bad at riling up a crowd. He is like my favorite character, dear God. I love Dietrich. Paul. News travels fast, Scrap Rabbit. Seems a small group of well-armed assailants entered Des Kesselas hotel earlier today and cleaned house, so to speak. If you believe the tale, the controlling gang was eliminated down to the last man, and then the assailants strolled calmly out the front door, leaving a rather interesting power vacuum for the residents of Dragonkippy in their wake. Amsel fixes you with a hard stare. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? It was unfortunate, but I didn't have a choice. Well, perhaps there was no other way. I applaud your dedication in completing the mission, but I would recommend subtlety where possible. Mass bloodshed is not always the best means to an end. Violence is not always the answer. It's the question. The answer is usually yes. But enough of this. We have more pressing matters to discuss. This expression is harder than you've seen it before. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Iger has told me Green Winter's death. She said that he died the same Monica did. She said that he died in the same manner that Monica did. It wasn't a pretty sight. So nods gravely. I know that you and Iger have had your differences. I will tell you that she was badly shaken by the sight of Winter's body. She also mentioned that you found something in Winter's safe, a package of very old discs. May I see them? Of course. Good God. Gingerly, Amsel lifts the disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly, He begins to turn it in hand, causing rainbow pattern shimmer across the surface. I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. This is a DVD-RW, a data storage medium from the mid-2000s. It's amazing that Winters was able to find a device that could play it. Do you know how we can read these things? Puts down the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the others. The first disc that I looked at might be readable. The others are damaged, some severely so. I have my doubts about them. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There's a little shop outside, the Data Haven. Talk to the proprietor, MacLeod. She might be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of the device on my account. I'm on it. DVD. Come on, puppers. Oh, I handed her the broken droid earlier. Welcome back. What can I do for you? That drone fixed yet? Looking for something I can play back a DVD-RW. Really? That is old tech. Very old. In fact, just a moment ago... I will go look. She turns to rummage through a bin of obsolete components at the back of her stall. Ah, yes, here we are. The dwarf wrestles a mid-sized flat-screen display out of the bin. The display has old enough hookups to connect to a DVD player. RCA, you know. Vintage. Oh, Lord. The player itself, though, this I do not have. You may wish to try your luck down at the junkyard. There's a scavenger there. A primitive man with a crude disposition. If anyone here at the Cruise Bazaar can help you find your DVD player, he can. But he will almost certainly attempt to overcharge you for it. Takes a deep breath and smiles at you. But you're not here for gossip. Shall we conclude our business? I could give you the display for, say, 200 yen. Palem's set to charge it to his account. Ah, very well. I'll have it packaged up and delivered to Air Amsel straight away. Best of luck finding your DVD reader. I wish you well. Okay. Well, I guess that means in the next episode, we're going to the junkyard. Wonder if we're gonna have to kill anyone there. More than likely. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful evening.